Sometimes we can date for years, always feel like we're chasing our tail, promising relationships. After a couple of weeks or a couple of months, you start to wake up with that same gut-wrenching feeling of, this is starting to take a bad turn, or I don't like where this is going, or it's the never-ending story of getting ghosted, getting dropped, getting dumped for someone else. But why are you getting ghosted? Why are you being dumped for other girls who are getting engagement rings and flowers for Valentine's Day? I'd like to try to help you find some of those answers today. So if you are tired of feeling helpless in dating and ready to help yourself, then grab a bottle of nail polish. Let me know in the comments what color you are showing your self-love with today. And let's talk. Welcome to the other half, where we know attraction is not just about your looks. You also have to take care of the inner half. If what you've got going on the inside is a mess, you're going to become unattractive to people who are healthy, and you're not going to be able to get the relationships and keep the relationships that you really want. Here's one of the number one ways you can take control of your dating life. Stop dating like you are completely out of control. Here's an example of what I mean by that. When I was a little bit younger, I used to constantly date like I was completely out of control. I would get dumped by one guy and I'd start dating another guy almost that night. And with the growing popularity of dating apps, I watch girls do this all the time, and I am sure that guys do it too. They get dumped by somebody that they met briefly online, and they are right back on that dating app that afternoon, and they've got a date that night with another person. Now, back when I was dating the wrong way, I would always romanticize it in my mind, like, oh, I've been beaten up in love, but at least I'm out there still trying. And yeah, there is something to be said for that. But if you continue to go charging blindly into relationships and allowing yourself to super attach to people that you don't know very well, you are going to get your heart completely stomped on in your dating life. And that's why, some people wonder, what the heck is the significance of me painting my nails in these videos? It's because my entire dating world changed the day that I sat down, just took a moment and painted my nails and realized that I was the one that had to take control of my dating life. I could sit there day after day and year after year blaming everyone else. They were just a jerk. They were just a butt face. Fine. And nothing ever changed. But you know what? In dating relationships, it does take two to tango. I mean, you might run into someone who's toxic, but if you decide to attach and stay with them, maybe there's something about you that's a little bit toxic. I definitely had really toxic tendencies that I never wanted to look at. I never wanted to take a breather in between relationships and put the mirror up to me, to myself, and say, you know what? You look good on the outside, but on the inside, you're a disaster. You will not face the fact that you are someone who's willing to stay in relationships with people that treat you badly. When I was finally willing to put a big mirror in front of my face and for once not just look at what I saw on the outside, but really go deeper and find out what was going on in the inside. That's when I realized how, even though I had anxious tendencies, I was actually being very avoidant, very codependent. I would jump into a relationship with someone I didn't know and make them a project, because heaven forbid I work on anything in myself that I really needed to work on. And once I finally took the time to take a break from dating and solve what was going on, what's happened in the past, reflect on the relationships, and educate myself on how I could start identifying red flags in myself and other people, that's when everything changed for the better. That's when my relationships became more fulfilling. And that's how, when I would go out with guys, at the moment I would see, maybe he disrespected his mom. Maybe he talked about women like he didn't respect them very well. I gave myself the space and the distance, and I taught myself how to stay detached on dates so that I could see these red flags. And I took the power back. For once in my relationships, I had the control. I was the one saying, hey, you know what? This isn't working for me. And trust me, Once you dump or ghost someone who treats you like a jerk, maybe for the very first time in your entire life, it's going to be hard and it's going to be scary. But once you finally do that, there's no other feeling like it. It'll change everything for you. That's the moment when you know that you're the kind of person that knows how to walk away when that person's not checking off those boxes on your list. When you have a boundary and they have a problem with it, guess what? That's their problem. Stop treating your dating life like a big bowl of spaghetti that you're just throwing at the wall to see what sticks. I mean, really, have you ever met women in your life or men, they jump into relationships over and over and over, and they say that they don't like to be alone, or they're scared to be alone. They constantly have to be with somebody. And really look at their relationships, and you realize that they're basically dating the same person over and over and over again. And a lot of times the bad behavior can escalate because time is real, and the older that person gets, the more desperate they get to, like, God, I have to make this one work. Nothing else is working, or I'm getting older, I want this or I want that, and I have to make this work. This channel is about attraction, and desperation is never attractive. And I can tell you right now, the time that you spend to sit back and educate yourself on how to improve what's going on inside with you so that you can improve your dating life will be a drop in the bucket compared to the time that you could waste spending years trying to make a broken relationship work with someone who doesn't even really want to be in it with you. They're just going along because they have issues too. Take the time, save yourself time, and take your power back. Take control of your dating life. And that way, no matter what's going on and what everybody else wants and what everybody else says, you no longer have to be a loser in the game of dating. You are the one who finally gets to say, checkmate. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting The Other Half.